How you doing? Welcome to Friday. We've got a lot going on today, and I'm looking forward to later on today. We got this stuff set up the way I want it to get set up. Let's go ahead and look to the 30-minute real quick. Take a look at what's going on. Um, 30 minutes, fairly simple. We've got a lot of consolidation happening. We had actually from this point of control here a big move up, and then from this one another big move up. Boom! It's like we're in an uptrend all the way up through this. Over the past 3 days, volume has been pretty down though. As you can see here, this is our point of control for the 3-day past gist. Apart from this, I'm actually inclined to look at it this way. I'm gonna leave that right there-ish. There we go. I'm gonna leave that there. This blue line is to signify this value area right alongside this point of control here. This line here is to represent the 5-minute a smaller gist of volume per London session right there. That's above these two. We have been in an uptrend on the hour. It says we're moving down at the moment. I'm sorry. That's the wrong way of saying that. On the hour, we haven't broke structure. On the hour, we're still going up. We have a fair value gap and everything. Price should continue higher. 30-minute says we broke structure right here. Outside of this small little value area for right here, but this isn't really a value area. This is just a turning point, and I'm using it as such. 30 minutes says we're moving down. 5 minutes says we're moving down because it coincides with the higher time frame. This right here says we're moving up. And then this move here was purely a retrace, so it can continue higher. What am I looking for right now? The 5-minute, I'm kind of looking for a pull back up into this. If it pulls back up and closes, and then proceeds to continue down, I know price is going to continue in a downtrend. However, we're not in open market yet, so I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, let's do this. Let's make a decision based on this. I'm going to wait till after 9:30 before I take a trade, because every time we've taken a trade before 9:30, it just hasn't worked our way. I know there's a huge amount of volume that comes up roughly halfway through this, and it slowly tapers off and continues in the direction market wants to go in. Just looking at yesterday, hang on. Take a look at yesterday. We entered here on an up. We moved all the way up here and exited on the one candle we should have exited on. A 1-to-3 risk reward ratio is just not where it's at. Our best bet is probably going to be a 1-to-2, just to keep things simple. That being said, it went up and then it went down. Trend beforehand said consolidation. Straight line and all. So we're going to be looking for an entry based on one of these two. Or if it doesn't want to go lower to this, it'll probably go to this. If it hits this and has a strong reaction back up, this will be our entry. Or actually, between these two will be our entry. Our stop loss will be below this, and then we'll see it continue up. Yeah. We are in an uptrend on the hour, so this right here doesn't really matter as much. The low to break for the hour is right here. This will be right where we put our stop loss if we're going along. And then our high to break, not on the hour, but the 30-minute is right there. So make sure that's good. Yeah, that's good. So that's good. We have our range, stop loss and stop loss wise. It's within these two that we'll be taking a trade, this blue line and this blue line here. It'll be in between this that we take an entry, and then we'll see it go up or down. That'll be our gist. I'm going to wait till after 9:30 to take a trade. I'll wait until after on pause. I'll explain what we did. We'll continue it. Next week, I won't be posting any videos. Instead, I'll be going back on my old content and making a lot of shorts, a lot of smaller clips for note-taking purposes. Me learning, going through my stuff, just recollecting, recollecting everything, and hyper condensing it. So there is a huge post on the way, video-wise. I need a refresher. Big time. And that's what I'm planning to do. Yeah. That being the case, I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back. So I may have made a mistake. I'm looking at this going, it looks good, but I don't know. America, there we go, getting stopped out. Oh man, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. It wasn't even a gut feeling either. This was like me looking at this going, okay, I expected it to come down all the way to here, and I was waiting for the strong reaction back up, and I guess this could have been considered the strong reaction, but I assumed because this was a high volume node of some kind that it wouldn't be going this high up. Instead, what it would do is it would go up, like retest, and then fall. I think that's what it's doing. I honestly think that the idea was correct still. Hmm. I don't know. Give me a number that worked. Number that worked. This looks way more messy than it was last time. Allow me to explain. This was the line I put down for the high time frame, that huge volume node we saw right here. That's what this is. These two are lows that I had found after that. There you go. After that I thought price might want to target, and these would have been my take profit points for if I were to take a short. And I was going to put it all the way down here, but then I thought, we have a huge volume node right here and two genuine points of control right here that could get reacted off of. And realistically, I had the option set in two directions. Either A, I could see price continue up from a reaction off of that value area, or like I said a second ago, we could see a reaction off of this line here, which is essentially a barrier to a value in mini value area right? High volume node-ish. We can see the strong reaction hit this and then continue on down because we are in a downtrend and I'm trading with trend, so it makes sense to wait for a reaction off of this, enter, put my take profit low, put my stop loss above, let it do its thing. Well, what I didn't account for was I'm going to go ahead and guess this is slippage. When price decides it wants to leap up above what I thought was going to be the spot for stop loss. It leaped, and it resulted in getting stopped out almost immediately. So I took a trade based on the 1 minute. I know I was on the 5 minute, bear with me. I was on the 1 minute, boom. We had a huge candle right here. I don't know what it was for. The Forex factory site is not showing me anything. Come on. Thank you. Friday, there is no news. Yeah. No news as of right now. I want to wait. I want to try and take one more trade. Why? Why do I want to do this? Because I think my idea was kind of right, but it was also wrong. I mean, obviously, it was wrong. So, when I entered in on a short, it was based entirely on trend, where this was going, and where the volume is. Volume being high and thus not in consolidation says trend is going to continue in the direction it is in. So, trade short. From that, the flip side of it, the long was going to be if we had a strong reaction, and we did. And I want to wait again for a retest. The retest being a pullback down into this. Entry would be here, stop loss would be here. Our take profit would be up here. And that long would be roughly a 1 to 3. And it's within range. So it works. Gotta wait for it to do its thing though. Gotta wait to see what it's gonna do. It's the only way that'll work. Honestly, I think I'd be content if one came down and we saw it test this line here. We could put our stop loss here and then watch it continue up. I don't think we're going to get that. I think we're about to end the video because I'm looking at it and it might just skip up above this volume node right here because it will have become a new point of control from where we are looking at. There it goes. Just switched. Not worth it. This says buy now. This says cross now. These two align with each other for the first time in forever. But this ratio is not what I like. I don't like this ratio at all. I want something more like this. What tells me I'm going to get this? I don't know. Because we still have this value area here as well as this volume node to get past. And the likelihood of that isn't interesting. Especially since the past hour has been pretty much consolidation within this little tight area here. I love how I've pretty much squared that away. I have this one here, and the bottom and the top pretty much give me my range. Yeah. Out of respect for my own time and learning ability, looking at this chart, trying to figure out why things happened. Like I'm looking at it and I'm asking myself all the usual questions. Why did this happen? What did I do wrong? And how do I improve? How do I improve this? Because I went for both directions, and based on trend as well as volume, I thought, it'll continue short because that's where trend's going. It's down. I entered and got stopped out immediately. I'm going to guess I was right about this volume area here, and the fact that we crossed it, but we never closed below. So because of this area not getting closed below, it's a rotation factor. And we saw it rotate back up. We saw a break of structure here, and it might just continue up higher. If we were to fall back on TJR strategy, the one I was using before, pullback trade, it probably would look something like break of structure, go to the 5 minute, or not, sorry, because he starts on the hour. So it would be break of structure or inverse fair value gap or something SMT divergence. I haven't used it in forever. I'm going to go ahead and guess inverse fair value gap right here. Go to the 5 minute, look for longest because of trend, and then wait for a break of structure. And then on the 1 minute, because fast plays are fun, wait for another break of structure back up for entry, or inverse fair value gap for entry. Enter at the bottom. And then watch it go high. But we're in retrace on this. So the likelihood of it continuing higher is slim. The overarching trend is down, so literally this could just be this right here is potentially a pullback to this. So a short is all the more likely. We see it close up into this, but not above, and then a reversal back down. And our entry could be here, stop loss up high, and then we could see it continue way down low to this point of control here. That short would look something like this. Put our stop loss right about there. Take profit right there. That's a 1 to 13, and that is an egregiously small stop loss zone. If we're playing off the hour, it'd be more like that right there, and that's a 1 to 3. Still a good deal, but yikes. That's only if it goes up into this without closing above, and we just see it fall. The only other likely scenario is this right here, where we take this, bring it down to here, which is essentially what we could have done just now, and then put our stop loss right there, and that's a 1 to 4 risk to reward. Let's see if this is correct. Let's see if I got that one right. Because I just want to see it continue lower. I want to see it almost hit this, because that'll be our final take profit. Honestly, that'll be my analysis for the day. I should have been more patient. Way more patient. I should have recognized what was happening down here as it was happening. There's a lot I need to learn about this specific setup, because I'm able to I can discern the ranges, no problem. It's the turning point and the entry point I need to get the hang of. I think the 30 minutes shed some light. Yeah. 30 minutes still says we're in a downtrend. We got to move up, hit there, and now we're moving on down. The hour says we're still in an uptrend. We're just in minor retrace. there it goes. Looks like it's plummeting now. we go, chat. Comment section, sorry. So that would have been a relatively decent trade right there. Looking at this move down, it's kind of giving me hope that this makes sense. So, if you enjoyed the video, I know it was a long one. I was very much so a me just wanting to look, wait, and see is what happened. Yeah, next week is needed, 100%. Next week, the week after, maybe the week after that, I'm gonna be working really hard to get all of it out. Yeah, big changes on the way. Big changes. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.